Hello, everyone. So we are team number 4, and we're made up of Lauren Brendle, Anamika Sharma, Caitlyn Long, Kat Dumschat, and I'm Safiya Jamal. Our data and music project is turning a viral TikTok moment into a long-term fan base, and we're looking specifically at singer-songwriter Badly. Our presentation will cover the importance of maintaining viral success and a high engagement rate for Badly in order to convert his casual users into Spotify streams. Based on the data that we have from Chartmetric, we will be making recommendations. Over to you, Caitlyn, for artist Badly and listenership data.
As Safiya mentioned, we're going to be talking about Badly. He's a singer-songwriter from Dallas that went viral on TikTok and currently has nearly 175,000 followers. He gained popularity due to his loop editing style.
I really messed up. So here's the story. I was looking at fireworks, I got nostalgic. I started reading old texts, I got sad. But then I knew I wanted to make a song about it.
So for time, that's just a small sample of one of his TikToks. This went viral on September 16th, 2020. It currently has 1.5 million likes and nearly 7 million views. When looking at his TikTok data over time, you see that there is steady growth in followers. However, this is also a great example of the limitations of data in some settings. So Chartmetric did not track his TikTok likes or engagement until a couple months after that TikTok went viral. However, if it had started tracking around the same time, you would notice a large spike in likes and engagement. When looking at his demographics, you see that his followers skew largely female in the 18 to 24 age range. However, we also do see potential for growth in the 13 to 17 range, as well as 25 to 34. When looking at his Spotify, he's currently at nearly 260,000 monthly listeners and 45,000 followers. And you'll see that I'm Okay Now, the song that went viral on TikTok, is his most popular song by far. When looking at where his listeners come from, he has 2 large hubs in North America and Australia. In North America, his listeners come primarily from Chicago, Atlanta, and Dallas, which is his hometown. And in Australia, they come largely from Sydney and Brisbane. However, we do see potential for growth in that market in Melbourne, as well as in North America in cities like New York City and Los Angeles. When looking at his Spotify data, in connection to his TikTok data, you see that there's a large spike in Spotify listeners in the month following his TikTok going viral. However, it has been in a steady decline since then. However, his TikTok followers continue to climb, showing the impact of his viral content in different ways. His songs from his catalog have been placed on playlists like IDK and Sad Song Club. However, in the future, we see his songs being placed on playlists like Chill AF, All the Feels, Alone Again, and Sad Bops. I'm going to pass it back to Safiya, and she's going to talk about recommendations we have, as well as an overall conclusion of our findings.
So we recommend that Badly collaborate with similar artists, such as Avery Lynch, who has a significant fan base of 265,000 followers on TikTok. We found her on Spotify and TikTok, and she has a similar mellow vibe to Badly, so this would be a really great collaboration. We also recommend that to increase his cross-platform reach, a remix of his most popular song, I'm Okay Now, through a TikTok duet. And in conclusion, we feel that Badly should expand into the Australian market because he's doing so well. Australia is the 3rd most popular country of origin for TikTok users, for his followers. And also, since he dropped his viral video, his listenership was amazing then, and he should definitely continue on that trend. Should continue focusing on Australia. He also needs to continue collaborating with other similar TikTok artists. And we feel that he needs to include hashtags in his TikTok videos. He currently chooses not to do that, but we feel that if he does, it'll increase his audience. Thank you so much, everyone.
Fantastic. Okay, so now it's time for the judges to ask any questions. So judges, feel free to just unmute yourself or use the raise your hand function to ask your questions.
Hi. Curious, how do you see this could be adopted, like in a business as usual or a workplace setting at a label or a management company, in terms of, I mean, if they're managing 1 to 100 artists, obviously it's a very manual process for you to go through and put this together. Do you see how this could apply at like a large organization like or at any of the majors or even some of the larger indies that are managing or looking after catalog for thousands of artists?
I think that was one of the conversations that we started to have. I think with time constraints, it was difficult to talk about scale and how we could apply this to projects down the line. I think right now it would be useful in informing a tool from an A&R standpoint, and identifying trends in that capacity. But I definitely feel like from the marketing aspect, I think once we have a look at more data from different tools and figure out how to scale it, I think that identifying peaks in trends and seeing how well they're doing will then inform whether or not that particular strategy worked and how it should be evolved in the future.
Yeah. Okay.
Question. Hey, cool presentation. I was just wondering if y'all had seen any kind of examples out in the wild of people who had done something similar to the kind of stuff that you guys were recommending. For example, like, collabs, like strategic collabs when someone was plateauing and seeing that, like, seeing them explode again, just kind of like validate your hypotheses that this is what would work.
Yep, so I can jump in again here. So one artist that a great example that this happened with was Upsal. She had a song that's released in 2019 called Drugs, and once it started to see a second life on TikTok at the end of last year, Black Bear hopped on a remix for that to boost its life both on TikTok and on Spotify in connection with each other.
Hi, question. Thank you for the presentation. How would you expand the artist in Australia? What do you have in mind more specifically?
Yeah, I can take that again. I think looking particularly at Australian artists and collaborating specifically with them to reach that market, because again, the TikTok algorithm is kind of funky and unpredictable. So I think getting at least it down to like a geolocation and collaborating with someone who's based out of the market that we're trying to reach would probably be the best option. But also looking at similar artists who have similar fan bases that are based out of Australia, that have overlap in terms of audience and also like other cities where they're popular.
I can hop in just to add to that. So Avery Lynch, like we mentioned, has about 20.2%, 19.7% of their listenership is coming from Sydney, Australia. And for Badly, about 22% of their listenership is also coming from Sydney, Australia. So I think with their collaboration for like on TikTok could expand that already large audience within the Sydney, Australia area.
Another question. What's y'all's intuition for the difference a collab with this person you mentioned would how effective that would be compared to, let's say, a collaboration with the related artists in Spotify? Because I mean, like in theory, like Spotify has like the brains to say, okay, people that listen to this artist or listen to this artist, so like this makes sense as like a kind of like a median collab. Just thoughts on kind of like.
So we picked this particular artist because Badly's fan base is coming primarily from TikTok. So we wanted an artist that had a similar but slightly larger fan base on TikTok as well, who could introduce the release of the remix through a duet. We feel that when looking across other social media platforms, Badley's engagement is like much lower. He has a much lower following on Instagram and platforms in that way. So TikTok is his home. That's where his fan base lives. So I feel like that's the best place to not only introduce the collaboration, but also pull like talent from another artist who performs in a similar style, who kind of gained her traction in the same way, I think would feel the most authentic.